My name is Nathan, and welcome to the Sidetracked podcast. We've already recorded this for 27 minutes, and Ryan's PC crashed and ruined it. So Ryan's
It didn't
here.
crash once.
Ryan's here.
It crashed like 5 times.
Ryan's
hey guys.
here.
Hey.
Lucky's
calm
here.
down.
Hi.
And I already explained that I'm here, and we already know what's happening, so we're going to try do an episode, considering we recorded for 20 minutes.
Okay.
I'm angry. All right. Okay.
I'm
So-
angry. I'm Ryan, and that's Lachlan. He's angry.
Yeah.
I'm
Podcast over.
So
Yeah,
we
so,
used
thank
up all
you
of our
guys for
notes pretty
We've
much. Before
and
the podcast ended, so we're kind of
All-
just gonna wing this mostly.
all of our
but
comedy
we'll try
is
to like
gone.
keep it. Yes. So we're gonna push extra hard to
We're
make
literally-
it
if this-
entertaining because
We're-
that's all we have is comedy now.
We're so sorry if this episode is like really short. We literally recorded for
And
so
garbage.
long, and we literally can. I don't know if I want to do another 20 minutes today.
Yeah.
Because like
So we're gonna try our
Oh
best
my-
to make it good. But yeah,
Lucky's
it's gonna be
playing
good.
Apex Legends.
Lachlan's just
Enjoy that. If
yeah,
you really
he's
want to
just
upload
given
this,
up.
you can.
The
No, I'm
good
kidding.
part is you don't have to listen to the garbage mess it was before. It's just even more garbage, which is
It wasn't
worse.
that bad, but honestly, I prefer my other intro. I did the same thing, except I didn't have the higher pitched scream. I kind of don't like that in the beginning. But anyway, I'm just nitpicking at my own voice. Let's get banging into
Let's
the
just
episode
get into it.
again.
So let's have a look at the notes.
Apple has released the Apple Card,
no,
which
why
is
are we going
basically
over the
just
same
there.
notes?
Because we're just going to go over it quickly because I can't be
Okay.
bothered to go. All right, so Apple Card was released. Basically, that's just an update to their wallet app, and it just adds so you can like buy stuff from their store and all that stuff. And the Apple Card is made of like titanium or aluminum. I honestly don't care because Apple is starting to backstab me, and I don't like it. Anyway, basically, the Apple Card is there just so if people who don't, shops that don't support Apple, the Apple kind of pay thing, you can just get the card and just whip that out. We already made it so it's basically like a flex, like AirPods, like someone could have, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Alright.
yeah, okay, that's the episode. No.
Yeah, that's it.
Thanks for listening.
Apple's also released Apple TV Plus, which is basically like their Netflix version of, but for Apple. Apple Arcade, mate, is basically just okay. I'm sorry.
Stop
Apple
speaking like an
Arcade is like
absolute retard.
Mobile games service you pay for, you
Apple's
get games.
newsstands, and then Apple's newsstands subscription, which is basically just like magazines and probably newspapers. Who really reads the newspapers?
Who cares?
People
Media is dead.
Media is dead. Let's
Media
be
is
honest
dead.
now. All they do is like clickbait. That's all I see. It's like
Yeah.
clickbait, but it's like physical. Anyway,
It's physical clickbait.
Physical clickbait.
no, it's more like physical. Take your money because it's in the store and they're like, "Oh, this looks interesting." Yoink off the shelf, money out of their wallets. They take it home and realize they just got completely yoinked from something that was relevant 8 years ago. Michael Jackson was a pedophile. What the frick, media?
Yep. Let's
He's
skip this
dead.
one. Okay,
All
let's
right.
skip that note there.
We
we have
have
rivals. Yeah.
Rivals again. Yeah, we're not as enthusiastic. We're actually
Okay.
kind of.
We have rivals
Ladies
That
and
was
gentlemen,
terrible.
we do indeed have rivals.
coming
Which
to
means-
coming to you this
No,
June.
not coming to you because they are rivals. Do not watch them. We refuse for you to watch them. Do not.
They are
Refusal.
garbage.
They might have better content than us.
We already
Do
declared
not-
war on them, but
Do
that-
not watch them. Don't do it.
if you
I'm
watch
pointing
it,
at my
you die.
I'm
you
pointing
can't
at my
see,
computer
but
screen,
I'm
but no one can see
holding
it.
I'm holding a knife and I'm stabbing it into a piece of foam really hard over and over again. And that knife is a knife, and that foam is you. If you watch their video, I'm joking.
That's a joke for legal reasons.
That's a joke for legal reasons.
That's a joke for legal reasons, guys. We cannot legally say that it has to be a joke.
So theoretically, I would kill you, but only in theory.
Only in theory. That's just the theory.
Yeah.
Do not say the joke.
Again, theory. Thanks for watching.
No.
Shall we keep going?
Yes, we can keep going.
Yes, we can, because we've
patience
got
is running
content.
dry.
We
We do.
dude, we could re-record this episode 50 times.
Sure.
We still have brilliant,
Well,
good quality content. Because
Lucky
that's
is sick
what
of
we're all
this.
about.
I'm kind of sick of this because we've already started to go. We also said we were going to go do this fortnightly, and
I'm gonna go
we
and play
said
Fortnite in a minute.
we said we're going to do this fortnightly, which we have a video up on my that which just says sorry, no podcast this week. So basically, Yeah, no podcast for last week by the time this comes out. So we're just going to replace the
we forgot to say
with different content.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're here now.
We've already said
what do you think, Lucky? Lucky's excited. We don't
Lucky,
even have to
what do
ask
you
him.
think?
We already asked him.
What do I think about what?
Us not doing a podcast every week and doing something different in between. What is your
That's
opinion
what
on
I
this,
want
sir?
to do.
Exactly. That's a
If
good
you've got
thing.
some suggestions of what you want us to do, leave a comment. I know
But
you
if you
won't,
dare
but
say
leave one
Fortnite, I
anyway.
will backhand you.
Either that be IRL games. I will hide my face because I do not like being on camera. Yeah, especially when people don't know who I really
IRL.
am.
Are we going to do IRL?
No.
We could do IRL, dude. Right?
No.
Locky's got an iPhone X. We could do it.
we could record like vlogs and go to Japan and visit like a forest.
Yeah,
and like
remind me to never
film
take you guys
stuff
to
we
Japan when I
shouldn't
go.
see.
Oh, don't worry. I don't really mind. So basically, just tell us what you want us to do. That could be gaming. That could be some crappy real life challenge, like the freaking ALS water bucket lava challenge.
We could do the what is it? The pause challenge.
We could
We
do
have the
the
remote
We can do
pause
the
people.
Logan Paul challenge.
The Logan Paul. You got to taser dead rat.
How long can you go in Japan without being
Arrested.
recognized? Ryan could just pull out his Logan Paul cosplay and.
No, but
yeah,
the thing
true.
is, right, if somebody was to wear that hat in Japan unironically, what would happen?
I feel like a lot of people would recognize it and be pretty mad. They wouldn't like say stuff, but they would like know it, and they'd
Okay, for me,
they'd
for
think
example,
it.
if I was a little kid really into Toy Story, that's what I'd wear.
Do you think he did
Yeah,
he
but
buy
a
it
little
in
kid's
Japan?
different.
Do you
Yeah,
think
I
he bought
think
it?
he
in
Yeah, he
Japan?
bought it in Japan, yeah, for sure. Because like everywhere I was looking to buy that. So, just so you know, I actually bought the hat Logan Paul wore when he went to Japan. Just
He
for
did
the
it
memes.
for a cosplay at.
Yeah.
Should we say the convention?
Yeah,
Does it
so
really matter?
we went to a convention called Supernova, which
in
is
Sydney.
Sydney. Yes.
Sydney? Was it Sydney?
Yeah, it was
Sydney.
Sydney. No, it was actually in what's that? It's in New York.
Sweet home Alabama. Oh, sorry.
It was in Sweden.
Alabama. Yeah, boy.
Alabama. No, it wasn't. It was. Yeah, it was in. Yeah, Ryan just cosplayed. He actually got a few photos with people.
Yeah,
which
a
is
lot of
quite
people
funny.
were like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." Anyway, yeah, when I was looking, it was really hard to find it though, like really hard.
had to
But a lot of the
back-
websites were
was
like
like-
Japanese. Yeah, I had
wasn't
to
like
reverse
back-
image search like heaps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy just for a beanie. And then I drew him an icon which he doesn't use anymore. Yes, Ryan, I am
I
pissed
have it
about
though.
that.
I like it. Well, I can't always use it, and I got
I
some pretty
know.
sexy photos. If you know what I'm saying. Know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and he's also got some of
No,
me,
mate,
which is
no.
kind of creepy.
Wait,
Yeah, you have a whole folder of me.
Does he?
You.
Does he?
Caught. He's talking about you, Nathan.
Does he? Does he though? Does Nathan have
Does he?
a full
Yes,
folder?
you do. You showed it to me, and I was
Nice tactic. Just
disturbed.
No, that's
continue
not-
to refer to yourself in third
Does he?
person.
Does Nathan? Do you have a folder? Probably. Okay, I asked Nathan. He said no. He said
Oh, okay.
no, basically.
Sweet.
But you probably didn't hear him.
Yeah.
I got
Fair
on the
enough.
floor for that gag, so you better appreciate it.
Really? Wait, you got on the floor for it?
Nathan, did you get on the floor for that? I kind of did. It's all right, though.
It actually sounds
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, okay. I'm just running back
Wait,
and
this
forth.
is brilliant. This is how we can make our podcast more populated.
This
and
is how
better
we can-
quality.
So basically, Nathan,
We need
how do you feel
soundboards.
about the podcast? I think it's all right. I think you should probably get along with the freaking episode, you loser.
That's interesting. And Ryan, what do you
Understandable.
think? It freaking sucks, dude.
You can hear your chair creak, but by the time I edit it.
Oh, I got stuck.
All right, we're
Oh,
literally turning this
too
into
fat
a
for this.
practical joke.
You
April
guys are
Fools
retarded.
Yes.
was so our video. Okay, so our video we uploaded on the channel changing was on April Fool's Day in Australia
Yes.
by accident. I didn't think about it when I was uploading it. I just
Yeah,
kind of
we
like,
didn't.
oh, throw it up, and then it's like, oh wait, it was April.
Yeah, but it was
1st.
good because we weren't fully sure if we were gonna do it fortnightly yet, and we were still kind of deciding.
So we were planning
it was
on
a good
lying
backup.
to you.
We could have used it as an April Fool's joke if we needed to.
If
So
we
it
really
kind of
needed
would have
to.
worked out, but we didn't end up doing it.
Yeah, we ended up doing it more because of Lucky. To be honest, let's be honest now.
Huh?
Lucky, you're a piece of. No, I'm joking.
I know, but I mean, like, what?
Yeah, okay.
By the way, I'm eating dinner.
Oh, Lucky's eating dinner right now.
Lucky
which means we're
just
gonna get,
does literally everything. I wouldn't be
Literally,
surprised if he's like
Lucky
doing the
literally
washing
lives
while
his
he's on the
life
podcast.
while he's recording the podcast. Like if he could probably he would be doing laundry right now. And we wouldn't
Yeah.
even.
Well, I
we
did
wouldn't
just
know.
get up, go
slept
to the
before you
kitchen.
didn't hear, but he was sleeping. You might have heard like a few snores, but yeah.
He literally just like does his daily life. He doesn't leave his room, by the way. That's how he does his life.
Yeah, he's like this. His sense of like where he lives, time is just completely different. Like
It's completely
Time-
different.
Einstein said time is irrelevant.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got an interesting question I just thought of right now. Like, this is really serious.
Yes.
So all three of us are homeschooled or were homeschooled.
Yep.
Basically, what is your guys' opinion on homeschooling? Like, what do you
Oh,
what
it
do you think of
sucks.
it? No, compared to school, compared to school.
Homeschooling
What do you think of
and
it?
homeschoolers, because I have different views on both.
Oh, okay. All right. So what
You
is your
think homeschoolers are disgusting
Okay,
creatures?
what
time
is
to
your
whip out
view
my
on
time to pull a Joe
homeschooling?
Rogan here. Jamie, pull this up now.
Jimmy, pull that up.
Homeschooling, I think it works depending on the situation, like that the child is in and like that the family is in. I don't think everybody's suited for homeschooling, and I honestly think schooling works best for most people. I think it depends of the situation on both ends. Like where you live, what you've got going on with your family, what you've got going on personally and like mentally as well. Like yeah, for me it was like personally it was anxiety. That was the big thing for me why I left school
Same.
when I was young.
Same. Wow, we're all in the same boat.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, we should go
Dude.
paint each other's nails and talk about boys. I'm sorry.
I'm down to do that.
I'm
Not the
good.
nail part, but I'm down to do that.
Lachlan, you got something to tell us?
Yes, he's coming out of the closet. That Jake Paul. No, I don't even know where I'm going.
Logan
with this.
Paul
Anyway.
came out of the flat Earth closet.
I'm coming out.
I was actually going to watch
Yeah,
that
and then he
movie
did
and
a
I
mic
watched...
drop. That was
And then-
No, I went to watch
Apparent-
his documentary, but 10 minutes in, I lost enough brain cells. I
It's
was like, yeah,
apparently
leave.
it's a mockumentary. It's not actually real.
yeah, it was.
It's a
mockumentary.
joke. It
Yeah.
would have been better if he
But
did it
a
on
lot of
April
people
1st,
thought
his
it was real
birthday.
at first.
Imagine if he did it on April 1st. 1, he is a joke. 2, he releases a joke. And 3, the day is a joke.
That's
sorry.
brilliant.
A lot of... Okay. So we've talked about... Okay, what do you guys think of homeschoolers? Like,
Yeah,
In general.
They're
homeschoolers
disgusting,
generally.
slimy Fortnite players.
They're honestly, I've been to like
That's just
heaps
us
of different
lucky.
homeschool groups. So how for people that aren't homeschoolers that may be listening,
No one
homeschooling
listens
pretty
to this.
much, yeah, no, not many people do.
Look, he's
But
in
if you're there,
denial all the time.
homeschooling, it's you just stay at home. A lot of homeschoolers go to like weekly groups
We
where
are
they'll hang out and do
completely-
activities.
we're
They're called
completely
cults.
isolated. Called cults.
I
We
think
dress up
that
in
is, like-
white and have like... I'm joking.
We don't use the internet. We're all Amish. No,
We actually give this USB to a friend and he uploads it for us. Like we haven't been on the internet. We actually don't even know trends. He actually just gives us like prints out a Wikipedia page of what's recent and
we're
just
like,
gives
"Ooh,
it to
what's
us.
a PewDiePie? What's a meme? Yeah, so no, I think first of all, if you're a homeschooler and you're homeschooling, you have to socialize because I know a lot of homeschoolers that are really freaking weird, man. Like homeschoolers generally can be really weird. I mean, you guys, that's a whole different story. You're like that's a spectrum.
Like there's
No, I'm
weird
just kidding.
and then there's what
and
the...
then there's but like there's
Wait, I'm
there's
on the
honestly
spectrum or I'm my own spectrum?
Dude,
there's honestly dude, you're like this. There's like a spectrum of the spectrum, and you're like you're
there's
on a whole nother
there's
spectrum.
there's a sub spectrum and that has its own spectrum and you're on that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, yeah, what do you guys think? I didn't answer that question properly at all, but
I honestly think pretty sick, mate. Yeah, I
fully
think they're pretty.
Dad.
I honestly think I don't think I could have made as many friends as I have in homeschooling than I did at school because let's be honest, I was a loser in school and I'm still am
Still
a
are.
loser, but like yeah.
all about that self-esteem.
Yeah, it's all about that self-esteem. As you can tell, my self-esteem is just through the roof of hell.
Don't say that in this
basically-
Christian homeschool house.
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Did you know there was actually a bit off topic, but
Yeah.
did you know there's a conspiracy theory that there were Nazi UFOs and space Nazis? Yeah,
Hitler was an alien. Guys, listen.
guys.
Go to Infowars.com and they'll have all of this. Hitler was an alien from Mars.
I'm going to be completely honest. I'm kind of retarded.
I'm telling you.
It was.
I'm telling you, man.
I'm telling you. Sorry. Yeah. Where did that even come from? Like, why
I'm
would you spring
on.
that?
I'm on a Wikipedia page called Unusual Articles, and I would highly recommend you go check it out. There's some
They are really
it's
nice.
like everything that doesn't fit into Wikipedia. That's like weird stuff.
We're planning on eventually doing an episode of that, whether that be an
Yes.
in-between episode or a podcast episode.
We've got years
so
of
stay
content on
tuned.
here we can steal that nobody's
We
accessed
literally
yet. So if
don't
you're
have
the
to come
other
up with
podcast
ideas for
listening,
weeks.
do not take our content, or we
Do
will.
not Do not.
We will give you
mess
the
with
little
us.
shanky shank, you know?
We will
Shank
create
shank.
and release. Oh man! Oh, you know, I don't know who said this, but I think Lockie said, "Let's hope they live in Europe because then they can get copyright strike." That's right.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, that was Lockie. All right. Anyway, they don't. I
The
don't
only
think they-
funny one here. No, I'm kidding.
Oh well, it's not true. It's not true. Sorry. So
Mhm.
we're running
That's
out
a
of
good
ideas.
enchilada.
Are we though? Because I've got plenty of ideas right
I
up
just
my
had a great
sleeve.
enchilada.
My
Lockie's
fictional
literally
sleeve.
eating dinner as we speak. What do you mean we're not running out of? Okay, you come. All right, give us some ideas.
It was
Come on.
Lachlan's choice. Okay, just give me
Literally,
like
the
5
best
minutes time.
idea. The best idea.
my choice.
The best idea you've had was UFO Nazis. Like, what the
Okay,
frick?
you better. You can't tell me that UFO Nazis isn't the best thing you've ever heard in your life. Because I wish. Okay, I found something. I don't know if I want to say it.
The image
I think I'll leave this one out.
No, shut up. The thing
Yeah.
is, right, the image that pops in when you mention Nazi UFOs, I just imagine a Nazi symbol, like the swastika, as a fidget spinner in the air.
Oh my god!
Just
Yes!
a giant, and it's just rotating like a.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh my gosh!
I'm
dude,
surprised there isn't a fidget spinner. Eh?
You couldn't. Okay, get this. You could actually.
There
you
probably
could-
is.
You can probably do that. It would be the Japanese one, but it wouldn't matter because if you flip it upside down, it would be the Nazi symbol. That's why I think
Oh,
people haven't
true.
done that. Because like the one, okay, so I think there's like there's the Nazi symbol, but if you flip it, it's something else in
I
Japanese.
think it
can't
believes
remember.
bus station or something like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know.
really?
Because the way Lockie found this out is he was watching an anime and there was a whole
Merchant.
bunch of them on the map, and he's like, "What the frick? No, they're
Well-
not Nazi symbols. They mean something else." There's a difference.
I'm just googling Nazi signs in Japan. The Buddhist swastika becomes popular slang in Japan. Kotaku. Nice.
Mm.
Oh, hey, what do you?
I'm good.
Yep.
Cut that
Yeah,
out.
Yeah.
I've
Yes,
got a
boss?
suggestion.
Mm.
Not a suggestion. We did a Smash tournament, a kind of Smash tournament on what's it called?
No,
A super-
I just found this kid's bento box with a Nazi swastika on his right.
What?
I'm not joking.
Waltz up to score, opens
Send
up.
me the link
It
and
just
I'll
pulls
put it in
out
the
his
description of the
lunchbox and it's
video.
just got the
I'll
swastika
I'll
on it.
just send you the thing.
Far
Oh
out.
my gosh! If you want to see that, go to info. I'm joking. Go.
Infowars. Is that still like a website?
I think it is like Infowars.
Is he
is
still
prob-
doing Infowars?
Just
he's-
looking
no,
at admin.
he got
chat,
kicked
just
off, like,
looking at
every
admin
site.
talk.
He got kicked off of YouTube. What's his name
And
again?
like Twitch and like every other site.
can't-
Yeah, frick. I
What's
forgot
his
his name.
He
Looking
thinks
admin
the
talk.
bugs the
Alex Jones. That's it.
Alex
Alex
Jones.
Jones.
He.
Yeah.
Oh, that man
he
is
was,
a legend.
He was a man. Oh, look, you sent us the image. It's all in Japanese.
And it has hashtag swastika. But hang on, I can read some of it. I can read some of it. It says
Oh,
Kane ko, it says sorry. Kane oh
Lucky's getting
and then,
tutored in Japanese
ke-
recently. You can read some of this stuff.
Kato
Wow.
taku. Don't know what that one is. Kun eh. I don't know
Nani?
what any of that means, but I know what some hiragana symbols mean.
Nandeska? That's
This-
the only Japanese I can speak.
I know.
Okay.
I know nothing.
There's a
Lucky's just
kid
punched
wearing
it.
a swastika t-shirt. in
All right, let's
Japan.
get
Okay,
away
that's
from
enough.
swastikas, okay? We're
Okay,
getting...
moving on. Did you know there is a phobia of balloon popping?
Yeah, Adrian has it.
Really? Actually?
Yeah. Adrian
What?
actually has a phobia of balloon popping. He doesn't like it.
What?
have
There's
you
also a
not-
fear of time. What? How does that work?
That's
It's
easy.
a fear
That's
about
just,
being trapped in a future of boredom. Oh,
that's
okay.
just. Oh yeah,
That-
that's easily. I sometimes fall into that.
Nathan,
to be
literally,
honest.
this is all
Oh,
under
wait.
the unusual.
Hang on, back to the
times
swastika
as well.
thing. The swastika is
Oh my
a Buddhist
gosh.
temple.
Oh, fear
Okay.
of telephone calls. I can relate.
I
Oh,
can
yeah,
relate.
You know when you need to call somebody up, like to
In-
say like a shop to see if they have something, and you're like preparing it in
Yeah.
your head. You're like, this is exactly what I'm gonna
no
say.
joke, no joke. Okay, so when I went to get my AirPods, right? I'm not meaning to flex. I don't like to do that, but
You got me to call them.
yeah,
Whoa.
I got lucky because I was too scared to call JB Hi-Fi, so I texted Lucky, and Lucky was like, "I'll call him for you." He called them for me just to say they're out of stock, just for them to be out of stock. I'm so like,
Oh,
oh.
I can understand a bit afraid of it,
Butt
but like at
hurt,
the
man.
same time, it's like Why?
People don't know this, but I actually have a fear of like talking to people I don't really know, and especially over the phone. It's hard. It's easier in real life, but it takes up a lot of courage for me to go up to someone and say something to them.
Just carry a
But
gun, dude. Just do an American. Greet them with the common. What's up, my fellow American?
Here's the thing. I find it more scary that I don't know what they look like over the phone. That's probably one of the more scary things because they could be like, I don't know. It's just not knowing what they all look like. Oh, thanks, Nathan, for having such good English. All right, sorry.
Whoa.
Calm down. I'm putting my plate out.
I'm just having an argument with myself. Don't worry.
Nathan, calm down.
Okay.
Yes.
So
What he said.
I lost my train of thought. Where I was like, oh yeah.
Choo-choo, trains back.
Fear of talking to people. I think I have social phobia. I'm really bad at talking to people. I get really nervous. I get anxious, and it's really, it takes up a lot of courage just for me to say something like hi, and that drains me like crazy.
Yeah, man, feels. Do you know what works? I found for me to help me with my anxiety is I look at somebody and I just imagine they're Steve from Minecraft, and I'm like, oh,
no,
yeah,
it doesn't
man.
work.
What's popping?
My brain is clouded with so much stuff. It just doesn't
It's
work.
clouded. You think of them as just like an evil, the protagonist of any anime.
Here's another thing. Even if my friend... Okay, so if I go up to a store and I want to buy something on my own without saying stuff, I feel more comfortable knowing there's a friend just there to buy something than I do when I buy something myself. I don't know what it is, which I realized today because my friend Ben, which you know on the podcast because he did the Japan is Interesting episode, which is
Go
a
check
little
that out
back.
after you finish listening to this one. Don't forget
If you
to
haven't
drop a
already-
like
I
and
don't know
subscribe.
why you'd be listening
Ring
to
that
this out of order.
notification bell.
But anyway, yeah, Ben. Basically today he was buying something at he was
shop.
buying one thing. He was away from me, and I don't know why. I went to buy myself lunch, and for some reason, with him just not even being there, like he's not even standing, I just felt so much less confident in asking for what I want. It's just so nerve-wracking, and I was like,
Yeah, fair enough. I think everybody gets like a sense of confidence around friends. I get what you mean. Like I go like, you've seen me. I go like crazy hypo. I'm like, I just do anything, man. What is it?
lucky.
Yeah, you guys hear that? Like I'm just launching Clash of Clans.
That's gonna show
Oh,
up.
maintenance break. God damn it.
Oh. See, Lucky is just so interested in this podcast, but that's more our fault, or Ryan's fault, it's computer fault.
Earlier, actually, I think it was the episode that didn't record, but we touched on exploding our phones for a second.
We did.
And
For a little bit.
so, did you know in the Victorian era there was a serious perceived risks of toilets exploding?
Oh yeah!
Yeah.
I know about that. I think I read about that. I think it was like history or something, where it was because of the fumes. It could actually be lit on fire, and then they would blow up.
So you didn't have to worry about your phones then. You just have to worry that when you're chucking a dump that you don't accidentally
light it on fire.
Yeah. So that's an interesting fact for today.
Yeah.
If you ever time travel, don't go to the Victorian era and chuck a huge crusty dump and light a stick.
Or do it and become the first terrorist of bombing, I guess. I don't know.
What?
This is getting absolutely random. Absolutely insane.
I've just read I'm on a toilet related injuries and deaths.
All right, let's just not go to
article.
the toilet. I really don't think we should go here.
There's some terrifying stuff.
Oh my goodness!
But
All right.
there is one article. There
We're
is
going
one
there.
sentence
That's
I just want to
great.
quickly read out.
Yep. You go for it, Ryan. You do you.
Okay. This is on the Wikipedia unusual articles. So it's about a person named Richard Chase, and the description is: the only way to stop the Nazi-controlled UFOs from poisoning your macaroni and cheese is to inject yourself with animal blood and eat human brains.
Wait, what the freak?
So pretty much there was this serial killer, who did that because he
We've really
believed
gone
that.
off track from our notes. Like this has not like if you look.
We
at,
don't have notes.
I know.
I
I know, but
the
like
point
compared
of,
to what we had in the beginning, this has
That's
like
true.
If you were to look at this, there's nothing related to this. We've
Well,
literally
I mean,
just gone
we're making
AWOL.
quality content. Okay, you know.
Quality content. We did this. We didn't do last week's episode because we love you, and also because I'm lazy.
But as a friend.
Yeah, as a friend, no homo. Unless you're a girl, then
Then yes, homo.
yeah, then, yes, homo. All right.
Lachlan's just on Clash of Clans. Okay, I think we'll end the episode there. Nathan, Do you want to help me do the outro?
So this week we thought we'd not use our outro music because we didn't get copyright claim. We just like really want to use our instruments.
We are going to make our own outro music. And
Lucky is going to have to do the outro for us whilst playing Clash of Clans, which is totally epic. Am I right?
They're on
Lucky?
maintenance break. I'm mad.
Okay, Lucky, you do the outro and we'll start playing. Okay.
All right, hang on. I'll start your outro in good.
Okay, just start talking and like say thanks for watching. Hit that sub.
All right, Lucky's just...
Okay, let's go.
All right, so thanks for watching.
Unga chunga, unga chunga, unga chunga, unga chunga, unga chunga. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We'll see you all next week. Okay, see ya.
See ya.